What is up, everyone? It is Bowser 0897 with episode number fucking 3 of Rant Time. And today, we are doing EA and Activision. Now, I know I said last episode we'll cover EA, but I feel like we can't cover one bitch without talking about the other bitch, you know? So, EA and Activision. The amount of hate for these publishers is immense. I mean, the amount of shit they have done to this gaming community, the things they have been in the news for, it's for all the bad reasons. Wouldn't you agree, my good old friend?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, man. So, I guess we should start off with where most of this stuff escalated with EA. Let's start with EA. So, EA used to be a really fond publisher of mine. You know, I grew up playing Dead Space, one of my favorite horror games, and I believe my dad enjoyed some of the Madden titles, you know, when Madden was, I guess, acceptable. But now, apparently, FIFA, Madden, and just anything, just Battlefield, like anything that's just published by EA is just getting shitted on by the publishers. So, like, I guess a prominent example is, since I know you didn't play the sports games, but you are an avid player of Star Wars Battlefront, correct?
Yep, and I'm actually playing it right now.
So, like, as you know, when that game first came out, it had a plague of controversy. I mean, it was investigated by governments. They posted comments of how you should feel prideful about buying microtransactions. I believe someone put out a cheat sheet showing out, oh yeah, it'll take you 800 hours to get Darth Vader. Like, was the game that fucking broken at launch? Like, I didn't play it. I owned the game, but I never really got into it as much because I was pushed away by so much hate. But, like, what was Star Wars Battlefront 2 for you? Your experience, per se.
I mean, the 800 hours for Vader bullshit. Like, I mean, it's a bit over exaggerated. Not gonna lie, but he does make a point. I mean, so he was behind a credit paywall, and credit is the credits of the currency in Battlefront 2 to unlock specific things. And when the game came out, it was to unlock characters, buy loot crates to get yourself some star cards or cosmetic items. But star cards are not cosmetic items. They actually influence the gameplay, and henceforth why buying loot boxes and getting cards that will improve your game made it seem like it was really scummy, and I guess what EA said, a prideful type of solution.
Man, that's fucking ridiculous. So, like, and I know as the controversy played this game, I believe their stock dropped. They didn't sell good physical sales, but, you know, I'm pretty sure they made dividends at one point. So, like, did EA fix a lot of the issues this game had? If that makes sense?
So yeah, they got rid of loot crates, so
okay,
you can't
they're gone
get,
completely.
Yeah, they're completely gone. The only thing you can get crate-wise is right now clone trooper skins, and what was the other one? You get free daily credits to buy purely cosmetic items like emotes or victory poses or whatever, or any attires. So they fixed that up. They added microtransactions, but they added them after they got rid of the loot boxes.
I'm hoping they're purely cosmetic, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. No gameplay advantage. No one wants that. So it's kind of weird, though. Would you say Star Wars Battlefront 2 or Star Wars Battlefront 1 is the true gameplay experience? Or should we go back to the original OG Battlefront? But maybe we should just exclude that. But which one do you think is the current, like, best experience so far? Now, Battlefront 2 obviously has more content, I would say. But, like, do you think with all the negative cantation this game has received, do you think it was already just been plummeted, or do you think that there's still a base of fans who will continue to play this game throughout its longevity?
I mean, people still do play it. I mean, there is a lot of people that are into Battlefront 2. I mean, a lot more that came back when they first got the game. Now they came back just to play it again because of new content that they're coming out with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, between the first and second one, I would say the first one gets more positive feedback. Mainly because obviously there was none of the loot crates and
None of the
microtransactions
crap that no
bullshit.
one liked. Yeah,
Yeah, it
basically.
was actually like a level up system and everything. There wasn't much content with it, which was kind of upsetting. It only
Hmm.
focused on Galactic Civil War, but now you have the Clone Wars and the sequels in Battlefront 2. And I mean, it just depends on where you see it from. Content-wise, Battlefront 2, socially and like community-wise, Battlefront 1.
Hey man, I only have good hopes for the game. I hope EA learns to treat the Star Wars IP with some respect. But I guess that's a good transition. So, a lot of news has surfaced within the past weeks of a lot of Star Wars games that were overseen by EA were getting like canceled, like studios shut down. Like I believe there was a few Star Wars games that were in development. And EA just stopped complete development of that. Do you know any knowledge about that? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, I know they canceled when they got the license. I think it was them that canceled Battlefront 3
Damn.
a few years ago. They also canceled Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 3, which I was a huge fan of the Force Unleashed series.
Jesus.
Star Wars 1313, which was surprisingly going to be rated M.
A
I don't know
rated
about that.
M Star Wars game. That would have been interesting, honestly.
Yeah.
Well,
And then there was one other one. Oh yeah,
there
they
was
were
an open
gonna.
world Star Wars game they were working on, weren't there?
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
it
was
was
an
an open
open
world
world Star
one.
Wars game, and people were excited, but they got canceled. But I believe the only Star Wars game now that I think that is confirmed to be coming is what's the
Star
name?
Wars Jedi Fallen
Yeah,
Order
Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah.
or
Do
Fallen Order,
do you
not
know
Jedi
when
Fallen
there's
Order.
a? Oh yeah, my bad. But do you know when there's a release date for that?
Sometime February or not February, fall of 2019.
All right, so we should be seeing some teasers for it soon. Hopefully, be good. I don't know what's going with this publisher. I mean, I know you're not familiar with the Battlefield 5 situation, but that game obviously had its issues. It got so bad to the point where the developer, or actually, I believe it was the head of EA, said, "Hey, if you don't like the game, don't buy it." And well, people really did took that expression literally. Yeah, the game didn't do well commercially, like because I believe he actually called the people who were playing and buying the game uneducated and not knowing about history. Now, I'm not. It's pretty common sense, but I don't think you really call your consumers uneducated if you want them to buy it, because they avoided that game like the plague. That's why Battlefield 5 didn't do so hot. It sucks because I'm an avid World War II fan, especially World War II era games, and I expected this game to be, rock solid. Even as a Call of Duty player, I was really interested in trying to get Battlefield 5, but like the amount of shit that happened, it just pushed me away. It just turned me off. I was like, nah, okay, I gotta get out of here. So, and but recently Anthem released for the public. Now the public eye is getting their nitpicks on Anthem. I don't know if you're more familiar with that title. Probably not, right?
I heard it's a little bit like
It's like
I
a
believe
Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Destiny and Warframe. It's that type of same mindset, RPG, MMO type of looter shooter. Now, as a Destiny player personally, obviously I played Destiny lot of Destiny 1, bought most of the expansions when I could, took some breaks into there. Destiny 2 launched, and well, the game was a hit or miss, but we'll get to that on later on. But Anthem has been receiving some negativity regarding its gameplay and core structure. Like, I believe there's a story that came out where this YouTuber was paid by EA to review Anthem, but apparently he was told to take down the video and remove watermarks after negative impressions of the game. So, like, EA is like blacklisting people who are just simply expressing negative opinions of the game because, like,
Really?
yeah, it's insane, man. Like, some publishers actually do this because it's just ridiculous. Like, I I don't know what this game is structurally like. I may give it a try very soon. May pick it up just to give my impressions of it, honestly. But yeah, the game is already seen its fair share of criticism. Now, some people do enjoy it for the utility and, well, versatility of the game. graphics wise, gameplay wise, but apparently when it comes to actual core content, it seems like it's lacking in some areas, which was the same problem Destiny had. Gameplay was solid and fluid. It kept you addicted to playing, but like when it came to content and story, it was all missing. It just wasn't actually there. Lackluster. And that's exactly what played Destiny. Now, I'm not sure if Warframe had that problem because I didn't play Warframe, but I'm pretty sure Warframe most likely is the better of the two devils. It is a free-to-play game, so the monetization in those games is a little bit more acceptable, but like, I'm hoping they do well for themselves. But anyway, I guess we've beaten EA at like a dead horse, perhaps. I guess we should move on to Activision now. So, remember back at E3 when Activision announced Diablo Immortal? You remember that shitstorm?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when they announced this game, it was I remember how funny it was. The internet erupted with rage on Diablo Immortal. I mean, like the YouTube video got so many dislikes. I believe hit over 1 million dislikes very quickly. They were deleting comments of hate and like it was a mess, man. It was a mess because no one wanted a Diablo Immortal game. A lot of people wanted to see some news on Diablo 4. Is that the next one in the series? Yeah. They wanted news on Diablo 4 or a teaser, and they didn't get that. I personally believe if they showed a teaser at the end after that Diablo Immortal bullcrap, I don't think the reaction would have been as bad. Like, sure, it would have been there, but like, man, it would have been mitigated a lot. Like, honestly, but ever since that announcement, I have noticed Activision's like quality is slowly declining.
So they're becoming the next EA, I guess you're saying.
Or they probably have already been, let's be honest. Because, now this was actually very prominent to me, is when Activision and Bungie split. Now, as you know, Bungie is a big cash cow to Activision in a way. I mean, Destiny pulls in its fair share of money. And the two developers and publishers actually had a lot of disagreements. Like, I don't know if you know this, but when the Forsaken DLC came out, which is when I stopped taking my break from Destiny 2 after its poor launch, I came back and I played it, but that's a different story for a different day. They actually said that, Activision said, we're not really happy with the money that the Forsaken earned, and we believe that it wasn't monetized enough, and we're looking to explore more monetization possibilities in Destiny. No one liked that. Basically, it bullshit. What they're saying is, this game's cool and all, but we want to make more money out of it, so we're going to put more microtransactions. The developer actually said, I believe Luke Smith came out and said, we were actually happy with this game, and we don't feel like it was a failure. You know what I mean? Like, the developers are actually proud. And you can start to see the tension forming between the developer and the publisher. And a lot of people blame Activision for a lot of problems Destiny had. Now, obviously, playing devil's advocate, not every single issue can be put on the publisher. There is some things the developer does have to take blame for, and Bungie made mistakes. And I know Bungie, man. Like, we both know Bungie. We grew up playing their games. Like, they can make good ass games. Like, they really can. Like, I know it's not like them to be like this. And I personally believe that having that publisher oversight and being able to meet demands and deadlines, because they have to meet, like, certain figure sales, certain dates to push certain stuff out. I feel like that just puts so much pressure on these developers to really just cut corners, and like, they really just can't they can't sit down and take time to make a good ass game because they're always being played by these publishers. But anyway, recent news came out and that they actually split. They cut the deal. So now Bungie will become its own publisher. Now, there's a lot of good things and bad things with this. So when Bungie's now by themselves, they're going to be self-publishing all their titles, which is extremely hard. I mean, you have Activision pouring in the money for you to help you with development costs, but now you're going to be doing it by yourself. You have more control over your product now and the Destiny IP, but now Bungie is going to have to, go full force, full ironclad to make sure Destiny 3 or the continuation of Destiny is, solid as fuck. because if they don't, no one can. They can't blame anyone but Bungie now. So Bungie is taking full stroll now. But on Activision's side, it's kind of bad because now they lost that cash cow, and the only thing that's really taking them money is, a few of their other IPs. But obviously, the biggest one is, Call of Duty. And when that happened, I was worried. It's like, so with Call of Duty now, their only biggest, cash cow basically. This could go a lot of different ways. We could see monetization become even more shittier, or we could actually see quality be put into these games to remedy some of the loss or lack of quality that these games would have had, if that makes sense. If you get what I'm trying to say, like, maybe Activision are trying to back off of monetization to please more consumers, but we all probably see how that went. But, like, it's even crazier because, like, you remember the company layoff they had.
Yeah.
So
they came out like during Black Ops 4 when they updated the game, right?
Well, I believe what it was is people in Activision Blizzard side, over 800 people were laid off from the company. But however, they were reporting like record sales, record figures, because like Black Ops 4 at the time, when that launched, within the first 3 days, it made over $500 million. The game was the best game in 2018, I believe. But like, apparently it's just not enough. It's just not enough.
All I am hearing is it's not enough.
It's just not enough for them. It's not meeting the Activision sales. Yes, this game made a lot of fucking money. It did good, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. So apparently they had to lay off a whole bunch of their people to, cut costs in the business world. You know how this works in macroeconomics, structural unemployment, stuff like that, whatever. Lay them off once the money and they can afford to bring it back in, they bring it back in. But it just sucks, man. Like, all those people just got laid off, man, because these publishers need more. It's ridiculous. And this is part where I'm going to start going peed off. So, Black Ops 4, man. But Black Ops 4 launched. Actually, let me stop and say this. Me and him both, I'm going to be the first to say this, we both purchased a $100 edition of the game. The deluxe edition.
Yep.
Okay, so everyone has the notion that Treyarch is the best developer, right? So when Black Ops 4 was coming out, it's like, okay, it's Treyarch, man. They can't fuck this game up. Like, it's Treyarch. Now, personally, as a person, I do love narrative story games. Like, most of the games I enjoy are single-player experiences. Like, I love some classic Call of Duty campaign story. Like, obviously, we will never have anything as legendary as, Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, 3, Black Ops. You get what I mean. But, like, I still enjoy it when it's there. Like, I love narrative. And I was upset that it wasn't there. But, you and I both, we do love zombies. And so I was using zombies as a way to get that narrative experience I couldn't get from the single-player game. Yeah. And obviously, Zombies had its problems that launched, and they didn't do so well. But, they ironed them out. I was like, I'm trying my best to stick through this. But I don't know what it was, man. But I just couldn't keep playing. Like, I just couldn't keep playing because there was just nothing to do. There was, like, nothing to do. Like, I wasn't getting excited for any of these new story DLCs because, well, I guess that's a different topic. But, like, I'm more of a fan of the Ether storyline, with the original Richtoff and Dempsey, Takio, and Nikolai, just the original four. Yeah. I couldn't clench on to this new story as much, so I took a short little break from the game. But did you know that while we were taking our break, that they were actually introducing the microtransactions into the game? Now, here's the funny thing. When Black Ops 4 launched, it had good praise, good reviews, which brought in money. A lot of fucking money. And people bought the collection edition. People bought the battle pass because it had, Blackout, Call of Duty Battle Royale mode. And it's got good reviews. The beta did well, apparently. And, like, you can see how this game was getting a lot of good publicity and traction. And once the figures came in, once the reviews came in, once the money came in, Activision literally pulled a fucking Thanos, snapped their fingers, and added microtransactions. Like, it's like, and no one saw it coming. They added a battle pass, 200 tier battle pass where you can buy your way up, or you can just play for nonstop hours until your balls fall off. Like, and it's just like, what's going on, man? Like, what's going on? And so apparently, it was getting so atrocious that they were selling fucking red dot reticles, stuff you would earn in game as DLC for like $1 or so. Like red dots, stuff you would earn in Modern Warfare.
Like bullshit, man.
Like stuff you would earn in Modern Warfare 2, Blackout, stuff like that. Just a simple red dot. Yeah, they charge you for it now. You have to pay if you want a fucking reticle, man, to see the dude across the building. You gotta give us $1, man.
So stupid.
Yes, and they did it twice. They did it one with a reticle and one with a smiley face, and people got on that shit. Because that was bullshit, man. When I saw it, I was like, this has to be a joke. Like, this has to be an error. Like, it's just shameful. But apparently, man, recently, of all above evils, I thought this game wouldn't go there. I thought, alright, fine. Add the microtransactions, add the bullshit cosmetics to look like fucking, I don't know, Hitler riding a dolphin. Like, I don't fucking care what they add. But, like, why, man? They brought in loot boxes. They brought in fucking loot boxes. And what's even fucking worse is that these loot boxes have gameplay changing advantages. There are some weapons you can get now that will boost your XP experiences. And I'm like, come on, man. Now you're going to have these kids or people gambling away on these loot boxes to get this shit. And now people are going to be like, just, ugh. It's so shameful, man. It's ridiculous. Oh my god. It's so atrocious, man. It's like they're just beating this game down, man, for every nickel and dime the players have. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like, no one wants this. Like, fuck the black market. Fuck the dude who's selling this shit. Like, no one wants this shit. Like, damn, man. It pisses me off because, like, I want Black Ops 4 to do good. I want to see this game thrive, but, like, come on, man. Like, come on. Like, oh my god, Modern Warfare 4 was announced recently, and they can't fuck this up, man. Activision cannot afford to screw us over. Like, alright, I already know what's gonna happen, alright? If they put Captain Price in the game, that's all you need to do. Alright? Just put Captain fucking Price in the game, alright? I'll be happy. I don't care what else you do. If I see Captain Price, I'll be good. But, like, I feel like all jokes aside, I feel like I know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be a teaser. There's gonna be Modern Warfare 4. They're probably gonna bring back some really memorable characters, really nice storyline that we all loved and loved. They're probably gonna bundle Modern Warfare 2 Remaster with it. Most likely. It's gonna get people going. And then they're going to let the reviews come in, everything simmer, but then that's when they gotta, and then we're going to see just monetization just flowing. I just hope it's not like that, because it's working. That's the good thing. I mean, it's working for them, but like, come on, man, like, don't screw us over like this. Oh man, I'm just hoping the game, man, I'm just confused. Like, like, they have so much money being invested into their CEOs and other subdivisions of the company, but like, they just can't just stop monetization of the company. Like, I think I even saw something that said Treyarch hints that adding loot boxes was their idea, not theirs. Like, really? Yeah, man, these publishers are just pushing these game developers to do the most just heinous shit, and it's awful. It's awful, man. It's awful. But I don't know anymore. But what do you have any comments? Like, what do you think that these two publishers are going? Do you think we could see any possible redemption in the light with Battlefield 6 or the next Star Wars game, or Modern Warfare 4 or Modern Warfare 2 Remastered? Like, do you think there's any hope, any beacon of light for any of these publishers?
As long as they possibly like fix online modes with said specific games in the future, because I know they're going to make some games that are single player only, and those are okay. But the main problem would be like the main like transactions and loot boxes and just the scumminess in general for online.
I hate loot boxes, man. I hate them so much. Like, I'm okay with cosmetics. Like, if you want to buy the shit and look like shit, by all means, be bygones. But, like, come on, man. Like, don't make it gambling. Don't make it game changing. Like, please, man. Like, I'm okay with, like, Fortnite's daily item shop. All right? You look, you see what they have, you like what you like, don't like what you like, you want to open up your wallet to buy some weird ass outfits, by all means, go ahead. Keep making the companies richer. But when there's just oh my god, when there's just battle passes that are just awful, loot boxes, and just the most ridiculous shit being sold as cosmetics, which, yes, technically a reticle is a cosmetic, but like, come on, man. Like, come on, it's a reticle. Like, we've all know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to just let time fly and observe what happens in the distance. But I'm going to literally take any game EA and Activision publish with, like, so much scrutiny. Like, dude, we got to stay away from those special editions. Or just wait. Like, I feel like we should never try to buy one of their games as soon as they come out. As much as we want to, I think it's best to just wait. Wait a week. Wait 2 weeks. Wait what the press and game reviewers have to say before we shell in our money. Because, like, dude, like, you could get Black Ops 4 cheap and Fallout 76 dirt-ass cheap and Battlefield 5 dirt-ass cheap because, like, they were plagued with so much just crap. They realized they had to mark down these games. But anyway, I've spilled my cup of tea on that. Twisted my balls in this subject. I believe next week we should probably tackle relationships. The wonderful world of dating and all its troubles. All the oh man, that's gonna be a touchy episode. Probably piss a few people off, but who fucking cares? Anyway, anything else to add, Nick?
I think I said all my points. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. Alright guys, this has been Bowser 0897. I'll see you guys next week. I can't even speak today. Too upset. These fucking companies. But take care. We'll see you. Look out for the next episode.